Okay, I'm back, and here we are. Those are all psychotic symptoms that can indicate schizophrenia if they occur when people are not high on marijuana or other drugs. Understanding how they occur may help researchers better understand how psychosis develops. So, in a sense, marijuana can be a good thing in the study of medicine, or it could be a bad thing for the actual user. So far what they're saying is marijuana is a bad thing. Understanding how they occur, for example, an inability to filter out irrelevant stimuli may lead people to hallucinate voices when others hear only noise. And if a sense of heightened significance occurs simultaneously, this could lead to hallucinations common in schizophrenia, like a sense that the voices are commanding you to do something important or are the voices of religious authorities or gods. All I'm going to say is, since they mentioned the word God, who really knows how you should feel when you smoke marijuana or do marijuana in various ways? Maybe it is the voice of God talking to you. Maybe it's not. It kind of just depends on how you hear it and what you interpret from it and ultimately take from it. Let's keep reading, because I'm not going to get into God too much with marijuana. I think it was a bad idea that they brought up religion, but they did. So, of course, the same lack of filtering with less intensity or the awareness that they are produced by a drug could also aid creativity, which often involves paying attention to those elements of life that are usually ignored. I think that this is a good thing, because if the elements in life are typically ignored, which is kind of what my channel stands for in a way, all of the elements of life that are typically ignored, looking at something, looking at a bottle or a magazine and taking it apart, breaking it down and understanding it, that's typically ignored within our day-to-day tasks. We take everything for granted. I don't think we should do this. I really don't think we should take things for granted. Even if it... Now, this would sound a little bit biased here maybe, but even if the drug induces paranoia and schizophrenic-like thoughts, tell yourself they're not real and understand them. Try to understand why you're having them. Decide whether or not they're real, because they're not. They're not real. They're just hallucinations. But try not to get too involved with that being a hallucination. Try to understand what it could say to you that could make everything better in the world. That is, if you even do this, or anybody does this. I'm sorry if I sounded biased there in any way. I wasn't trying to be. I'm still unbiased as of right now, whether or not this is good or bad, because I have 6 tabs open still, and I have a lot of video left to make. Indeed, some research suggests that the relatives of people with schizophrenia are more creative than others, and this tendency not to tune out the ordinary could explain why. In contrast, CBD has the opposite effect on the brain. Earlier research suggests that it may have antipsychotic properties. Does that mean marijuana could play a role in both triggering and even treating schizophrenia? possibly. In people with the disorder, marijuana can intensify symptoms, and research suggests it can bring on schizophrenia in some people who are predisposed to develop it. But the interaction is complicated, as marijuana use has increased dramatically in the population. Schizophrenia rates have stayed the same. Now, this would tell me that schizophrenia is going to come on to you whether you like it or not, regardless of your use of marijuana, and would in turn make marijuana usage okay, from a standpoint of unbiasedness, that schizophrenia is not going to come from marijuana as a cause of schizophrenia. Marijuana linked with earlier onset of schizophrenia in research review. We're not going to read that. Marijuana has been around for a long time, and it's been used for a long time, and nobody's really studied the long-term effects of it on a day-to-day basis, being that somebody must smoke it or inhale it in some way or eat it or whatever way you want to do it on a long-term basis. They haven't studied the effects. CBD might help explain that. Since marijuana typically contains both compounds, CBD could counteract THC's tendency to create psychotic symptoms. Okay, now this goes back to my little saying where I always talk about, in real life, if you ever meet me, you'll always hear me talking about reciprocals. Every single thing in life that you have ever known has a reciprocal. THC's reciprocal in this case right now is CBD. Maybe the two chemicals balance each other into something that creates an effect on the human. And that's pretty much what this is stating here. Let's keep going. Which might prevent a pot smoker with a predisposition to schizophrenia from falling over the edge into active disease. So that would say, as on the other side of marijuana, that it is the reciprocal of not causing schizophrenia, or of causing schizophrenia into not causing schizophrenia as an active disease. I would like to add that Goethe, Goethe, studied the chemical balances in life as humans are chemical balances, and the populations are also due to react to chemical balances. If you want more information on that, feel free to comment on this video, and I will find more information on that, and I will give you exact equations on his research. Another guy did research on Goethe in an IQ video that I have watched, and I think it was very valuable research, and I'm glad I did it because it ultimately made me a better person, which I urge you to become and also research. I'm going to stop the video now and restart it.